Let me turn my filter back on. Hold on, bro. All right, let me just listen. Good night, man. Hey, yo. Good night, my boy. Oh my god, bro. Oh shit. Okay.
Cole, so what you thought about Sanji blocking Kizaru?
Oh, amazing.
Amazing.
I think it's like a weekend attack, and he just hit it.
I think it's a beam of death. That's what I think it is. What's up? Listen, in the power scale of sweat scaling, this shit right here is disgusting, bro. That's a gnarly feat.
That's ridiculous.
Hey, yo, that's a gnarly
Sweating
feat,
because
bro.
he's embarrassed that
Kizaru embarrassed. Kizaru is shook.
He's embarrassed.
Bro, Cole, listen, this does not happen unless Sanji sees about a second or two in the future, bro. I'm just saying.
Maybe.
I'm just saying.
But we never see Sanji actually like you know how you see like Shanks
This is
do
a
it, where
laser
Luffy do
beam.
it too, where like they actually say what's happening before it happens, or we see like that video feed in their minds and then it happens. So, but we haven't seen it with Sanji just yet. So it could be the case.
Not all the time, though, Cole. Not all the time.
Yeah, I know.
With the Kizaru thing earlier, you did say like you don't think Sanji's ready to actually fight him, and
Not beat him. Beat him. I don't think.
Okay,
Beat him.
bro, I swear, I think people are underestimating Sanji in this moment, and he's gonna prove us something different. Because if you look at the shook face,
It's not beating him.
the craziest thing about it, bro, is they show us his eyes through the glasses, and it's like
I know.
not even on no ha comical stuff.
People I think underestimate the power of like the laser beams, where it's like the laser beams I think at baseline have very high attack power. Where like you have Edison, he was fearful that the Seraphim would get damaged or terminated by the laser beam that Frank is firing at S-Shark. You have laser beams that tend to be dodged. Like even Big Mom was on guard when Frankie had the radical beam pointed at her. Like she grabbed the home. Like, what the hell is this bullshit?
Frankie's beam one-shot Who's Who in Dino form. Oh, not Who's Who.
Sasaki.
Yes.
Yeah. So like the beams have Jay Garcia Saturn had a whole bunch of them like he was a goddamn hollow. So it feels like laser beams are pretty high in terms of attack power. Even that one attack that even though the King of Wildfire has an attack that the Imperial Deep Pride, like where he makes the boy face and then he just does that one big attack.
Stupid idiot.
I forgot about that meme.
But it's compared to it. But Zoro compares it to a laser beam. So now people say, well, because his body's different. Okay, his body's different, but at the same time, like body that's like powerful versus actual photons, like what's more sturdier depends, I guess, on you. Or what's more powerful depends on you. But the beams are powerful, and Sanji he's kicking away Frankie's radical beam in my mind. He's punting it away with ease, or maybe in his German body, he's punting the radical beam away. That at the end, he's doing it in such a very close proximity. There, like I would say, like how many yards between Kizaru and Bonnie? Like when we look like 15, maybe max,
Yeah,
like 15
that's
yards,
fast,
maybe.
boy.
You know, like not like, and then Sanji's going in between that shit and punting the beam away. And that to me is nuts. It's
Name
nuts.
5 people that did it, King. Name 5 people that did that.
Bro, that's why he's reacting like that. That shit's
maybe
crazy
Luffy.
if you really think about it. That shit's insane.
Hold on,
Yeah, Luffy just
name
like
5
straight
people.
up eats. Luffy just straight up
He
eats
eats
like
yeah,
a laser.
Yeah, he eats it, like which is like stupid.
Luffy can see the future though.
He can't. Well, in Gear 5, I don't know, because he's so zany. I don't know if he has the right mindset for it anymore. I'll be real with you, bro. I don't know. I have no idea. But
Bro,
yeah. What's up?
Do you think he's more so reacting to the speed of Sanji, more so even the block of the laser?
Probably both, honestly, because it is a. So like, I think what was it like? Because I'm trying to go to it now. Like in Snake Man, what was it like? There's certain different. I'm gonna nitpick here, but I think it's important. Kizaru has certain different beam categories. Have you ever noticed that before? Where like he has his orbs of beams, and then he has like actual rays. So he has rays, he has orb volleys. Like I think they're different.
He has a
in some cases
sword
here.
and stuff.
Right, he has a sword. Right. So in Snake Man, Luffy is blocking a lot of these orbs of light, but Kizaru's not as shocked. He's not as shook. But then when Sanji does what he does, he's flabbergasted. So it kind of feels like what Sanji did here, blocking this ray, is more impressive than Luffy and Snake Man blocking these orbs that are close to him. Otherwise, why would he be that expression?
It might be. But it might be that he
it's a light
expects
gun,
the
bro.
Emperor to be able to take him on, but then someone like Sanji and his crew is also able to hold his weight against him. He's like, oh, this crew is really something to worry about. Not only is the captain strong enough, his third man is also as strong.
That could be. I mean, you could be right, but then it seems like, but it seems like a bit different because even Frankie's like, well, he brought an actual freaking laser. Like that seems to be like unique
Who
in some
does it?
sense.
Who
here.
did it?
Yeah, it's still a feat. I'm
and
just
then
saying, it's, you know.
he even said, now mind you, we haven't seen what they say in the viz, but this man says that what he's doing is like defying physics in some way. Like if that's true, then we have to scrap the physics books and start from scratch.
In their universe, it's a common thing. Their physics are different from.
I'd agree
what
in some
is
sense,
like
yeah. They're not.
Yeah, it's pretty much like
Oda's fast and loose. He's fast and loose. Like he's obviously clear. It's a manga. He's very.
So do we think
they're
that
not really set in stone? They're very fast and loose. Yeah.
Do we think that Sanji somehow got the light boxing gloves implemented or incorporated into his boots, and that's how he did this?
I think he just kicked him, honestly. Because otherwise,
Well,
why have that? Because why have
but
that
think
when he
about
has
that-
because his
ooh.
swirls are up? So that thing matters way more. He's
The
drumming
only
on.
reason I think there's
But-
something
but-
going on is because Oda uses the tongue-in-cheek power of love thing to say other things. Like it's never actually
You're right.
the power
Yeah,
of love.
like that
and
was
so,
Well,
first with,
maybe-
like Garp.
True, but
Like
at the same time, remember how like
he was like, oh, it's just the power of love. Like he didn't use he said he didn't use hockey on Luffy to hurt him when he was a kid.
Yeah.
He said it was just. The
But he
power
did.
of
always
love.
Obviously, he
tongue-in-cheek.
did. Yeah,
It's
but at
always
the same
tongue-in-cheek or
time,
something.
which is true. I agree with that. But at the same time, Sanji said the same thing when he went German mode when he fought against S-Shark. S-Shark punched him, and then he couldn't hurt Sanji. And he's like, your powers can't hurt the body of love, or like the power of love is excellent. So like him and Garp are saying, I know Umaga, him and Garp are saying the same shit. Love, right? Love, baby. In both cases, we know that Sanji has the swirls
I'm not
in
talking
the
about
six.
I'm not talking about like specifically the eyebrow stuff. I mean like in the fact that like his body is like more because like the Germa kids have like those like affinities
Modification.
towards their elements and whatnot. It could
Yeah.
be that like Sanji, his body's like modified in a way where it's like it has like protection against like those types of elements.
Yeah, okay, so
You know?
because Sanji's boots are fine, so I don't think that. I thought maybe it was hockey related, but who knows? So here's the thing, I kind of feel like maybe there's a conversation here where like Sanji's body, I think, is stronger, more durable than his other siblings. Like Sanji can actually, we see, well, let's say Queen, he's able to like smash his body like together with force, but Yonji need like a press for that. He need like an actual machine to help him do that stuff. Sanji just kind of grabbed his own body, just kind of changed it. He molded it like it was putty, like it was clay, but way tougher, obviously. Yeah. And then in the case of the other German kids, one of them, I could be wrong with this one, I'm not too sure, but not Yonji, Ichigo also has lasers. I think his volley, his Valkyrie attack is also laser beams.
Yeah, it is,
but like,
it is
their
light-
orbs or
light
their beams. Yeah, the energy. So if he's doing the same thing that kind of Kizaru's doing, but his is like a Germa laser rather than like an actual like Delphi laser, then you can argue that in some senses his body's kind of modified. Sounds like should be modified in some way to like withstand, or like in some way be around like if Ichi can, let's say, do laser beams, he can also handle his own attacks in theory. Sanji be like in a similar way, because Sanji is even better than Niji in terms of his body physique on paper. On paper, he'd be
like,
better.
I wouldn't be surprised if the German kids are able to like just punch the laser the same way that Sanji did.
Punch the laser, or like
have,
if they can react to it, yeah, fair enough, fine. But if they're able to like react to it, and I don't think that Niji made with the sword because he's a Lightspeed sword. What's up?
Do you believe that his fire is Germa tech or hockey?
Probably because I think that Oda hinted at that his fire. Well, Oda I think said before in SBS that Sanji's always had a natural heat resistance because of his body science manipulation. So I would say that it's probably more like German stuff rather than say hockey stuff. Though to be fair, that could be, or let's say it could be a combo of the two if you can make fire with hockey.
Okay, so this is what I want to ask too. So say it's Germa tech and it gives him initial fire. That fire is going to be the red or orange color just off rip. So we're not going to give Germa tech making his blue fire like, because the fire just be blue off rip, you know what I mean? So Sanji's doing that with hockey or something like that. So all I'm saying is like, if it's not this power of love stuff and nothing like that, he's clearly shown he's fast enough to react to Kizaru's stuff, and now he has a hockey. I want to call it hockey, the blue fire, because again, if it was tech, it'd just be blue off rip. rather than it was orange now turning blue.
But if the blue flames, the Ifrit flames are hockey, then he has to end
They
up
have to
having
be.
hockey. He has to have hockey on his leg, actually on his leg, in order to end up protecting himself from hockey.
So
Yeah.
think about this. No, but think about this. If it were Germa Tech, like the flame wouldn't even be orange in the first place. It'd just be blue.
I don't think the judge knew what powers they would get when they were, because after Sora's incident when she drank that poison, it was very unclear as to what they're gonna have, but they probably gained unique powers after they grew up. Because I think that ultimately, like, if you want to do like themes of it, the invisibility power, or like I guess stealth black in the German comics,
Stealth black, that's what
is
I'm saying,
probably, yeah, but that's probably a play on, let's say, the third son not being present in German. Like it's it's a play on the theme that Sanji was not a part of the German family. He was kicked out because he was seen as a failure. Instead of Reiju, they have 1, 2, and 4. Where's 3? Well, 3 is invisible. That's, I think, makes a lot more sense in terms of the themes.
Because if the raid suit came with invisibility, that means that was an attribute that he was hoping for. It just never happened with Sanji because he never.
I don't think that,
you know,
why he gave it to him.
because Sanji apparently to him is a failure because of those emotions. That's
those
why
emotions and the lack
great.
of his strength. He wasn't strong as his brothers and all that stuff. So
there's
to
a
him, it's like he didn't show any powers. You know, I'm sure if he showed powers of invisibility, he might have had potential, but he didn't show any of that.
But wait, why would he be selectively breeding his kids for invisibility when he has the tech to essentially
make him invisible?
That's why I say it don't make sense.
I think the raid suit became a result of Sanji's failure. He realizes, okay, well, maybe you can't always get kids who are going to be born with the power. So maybe just put it into a machine. You know.
So he just discovered something out of spite.
I mean, possibly. I mean, that's
scientific process.
I mean, Judge is a mad scientist. You know.
I'm just gonna say that there's a good chance that he didn't have the stealth in mind, but he tried to deduce powers for them later on. Once he started to actually show abilities, but Sanji was like an odd case. So he said, let's do stealth. And I think the theme's way better in terms of that. Let's say why there's a stealth raid suit, because right now Sanji's powers, outside of, let's say, him going really, really fast, they have no relation at all to invisibility, like zero.
But like, how do the stories spread about like Sora being like invisible? And this is like popularized in the North Blue way before the German kids.
That was the comics.
Yeah, that was the comics. Right? That was the comics. Yeah, that was like Sanji's legend stuff that comes from the comics, not from himself actually. The comics state that he was stealth black, the hardest warrior for Sora to deal with because he was invisible.
Sora might be an important piece to the story later, maybe.
I think like it'd be kind of cool if like whoever his final point is someone that was a big fan of Sora in the comics and is like embodying that. I think that'd be kind of cool and poetic in a way. Sora being the villain is probably because, you know, of Judge's feelings towards Sora, why she tried to, you know, she almost took down his greatest creations, you know, probably that reason. Yeah.
See you. Bye bye.